Ah, the Oscars. It's that time of year where we celebrate the best in film and everyone in Hollywood dress up to the nines and go out and celebrate themselves in full-on grand specter. If you're a movie fan like I am, it's that time of year where we get to celebrate the best of film from last year and see who walks away with the most coveted award in film, and that is the Oscar. With the ceremony upon us, now is the perfect time to kind of predict who will be the winner, who will walk away with such awards. And like I do every year, I like to predict who's going to walk away with the coveted award. This year it's going to be a little different. No muss, no fuss, no grand specter, no fluff or nothing like that. Let's just get into the ballots. Every year I like to fill out my prediction ballot for the Oscars, and if you want to join in and partake in this fun game that I like to play, check out the link in the description below. Letterboxd supplies these lovely custom ballots that you can place your predictions on. Play along with your friends, play along at an Oscar watch party or whatever have you, and let's see who will walk away with the coveted award this year. I ain't gonna make you wait until the end of the video to see who's gonna win Best Picture. Let's just dive into the major categories right now. So when it comes to Best Picture, I'll be honest, there's only 3 major contenders in this category, and that is Anora, The Brutalist, and Conclave. Everyone else that's been nominated definitely deserves their nomination. I still think A Real Pain should have been nominated in this category, but that's just me. But if you look at all the awards ceremonies, all the independent awards, all the critic circles, these 3 movies are the ones that have been coming up from time to time, with Conclave and Anora leading the race in most recent award ceremonies. But when it all started at the end of last year, moving into this year, The Brutalist has been the one that's been most talked about. Currently, most outlets and sites like GoldDerby.com has Anora leading the charge as the one who will walk away with the Best Picture award, with Conclave coming in very close second. Call me crazy, but I'm going to say that this is going to be an upset in this category, and I think The Brutalist is going to walk away with this award. The Brutalist just feels like that type of movie that the Academy really appreciates. A period type of film that really talks more about the immigrant story that I'm sure a lot of voting members can relate to. And it's one of those tried and true Hollywood type of stories that people really enjoy watching when it comes to film. Don't get me wrong, Anora is my favorite film of 2024, but I think the subject matter and the type of film may be a little bit too risque for the voting board. I could be perfectly wrong, and if I am, then I will be more than happy to be wrong in this category, because I think Anora definitely deserves all the accolade. Conclave does too, but I think Conclave's push has been a little bit too late towards the end. So my pick in this category, The Brutalist. Now, when it comes to the acting categories, some categories I think are a sure thing, while others are a little bit up in the air. When it comes to actor in the leading role, I think Adrien Brody is going to walk away with this hands down. His performance was one of the best performances of last year. I personally think it's one of his best performances in his entire career. Again, don't get me wrong, Sebastian Stan, Ray Fiennes, Coleman Domingo, and Timothée Chalamet definitely deserve the nods here, but I do think Adrien Brody is going to walk away in this category, with most outlets saying the same thing. When it comes to actress in the leading role, this is one of the categories that is a little bit tricky when there's really no clear front runner in this particular category. Certain outlets have Mikey Madison winning this award, and I think if you were to ask me in October, November of last year, I would agree with you. She definitely deserves to win in this category. Fernanda Torres shocked everybody when she won the Golden Globe in the actress category, and a lot of people are definitely rooting for her, but I do think Hollywood still loves a little comeback story, and Demi Moore hasn't been in the spotlight in a very long time, and everyone has been praising her performance in The Substance. So I do think Demi Moore has a great shot at leading and walking away in this category, and I think she will win. When it comes to actor in a supporting role, I think right now Kieran Culkin is the sure shot winner in this. His performance in The Real Pain is outstanding, and ever since I saw that movie last year, I knew right away that he was going to be the one that's going to walk away in this category, and I think a lot of other outlets feel the same. When it comes to actress in a supporting role, I think Zoe Saldana is also a clear shot winner in this. And this may be one of the few categories that Emilia Perez Perez will have a winner in. With all the controversy around the film and the main leading actress, Carla Sofia Gascon, it may have tainted the opinions of some of the voting members. And even though it led the way with the most nominations at this year's Oscars, it's gonna come out pretty short as far as actual wins. But count in Zoe Saldana as winner in this category. Now, when it comes to directing, I think there are two leading candidates in this category, and that's Sean Baker and Brady Corbet. Both definitely deserve their nominations here in this category, along with everyone else in this category, especially Coralie Farge, the only female director nominated in this year's Oscars. And even though I would love to see her walk away with this award, I think the winner here is going to be Sean Baker for Anora. Knowing that Anora in my ballot is not walking away with Best Picture, I think the voting board will honor him and acknowledge his achievement in the directing category. When it comes to animated feature film, the two frontrunners in this category is Flo and The Wild Robot. Flo had a lot of accolades in some of the other award ceremonies and in some critic circles, but I think Flo speaks to a more international body. The Wild Robot seems to have a lot more legs when it comes to the US voting members and may be a little bit more accessible than Flo is. So I do think The Wild Robot is going to walk away with the win in this category. Now, when it comes to international feature film, I think Emilia Perez at one point had a great shot in this category, but unfortunately, I think due to a lot of the controversies surrounding it, I do think I'm Still Here is going to walk away with this win. And even though Fernanda Torres will unfortunately not win in the actress category, at least everyone involved in the making of this film will be acknowledged in the international film feature category, with I'm Still Here walking away with the win here. When it comes to writing, these two are always exciting categories every year, and there's a lot of nominations here that are very deserving of their nominations. In the adapted screenplay category, I do think Conclave is the clear winner in this category. This is the kind of movie that surprised a lot of people, and I don't think a lot of people were expecting so much buzz around Conclave when it came out last year. Conclave ended up becoming maybe top 5 or top 3 in some people's list as best film of last year. It definitely was one of my favorites, and I think it will definitely win the adapted screenplay category this year. When it comes to original screenplay, a lot of great nominations here. Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5th, and The Substance all deserve their nominations. A Real Pain, I think, missed out and was a snub in the Best Picture nominations, and I'm totally rooting for it to win in this original screenplay category. However, I do think Anora is going to walk away with the win here. It just seems to be so much stronger as far as leading the way in people's votes and what other outlets are saying so in their predictions. So this is one of the cases where I think A Real Pain should win, but Anora will be the winner here. When it comes to documentary feature film, I'll be honest, I didn't have a chance to watch a lot of these. The only film in this category that I saw was Black Box Diaries, and I thought it was fantastic. However, when you look at some of the predictions and the odds going into this category, No Other Land seems to be the one that's leading the way, so I'm going to predict that No Other Land will walk away with the win here. Now, I know we talked about The Brutalist, Anora, Conclave, Emilia Perez. Those are the movies that seem to be the ones that a lot of people are talking about. Well, what about some of the more popular films of last year, like Wicked, for example? Well, I do think Wicked is going to walk away with 2 wins. One will come in the costume design category, and the other will be in production design. When it comes to makeup and hairstyling, I do think this is the one category that The Substance will walk away with a win. The Substance, again, was another surprise hit of last year, and not a lot of people were expecting this movie to be as well received as it was. Personally, I think Nosferatu deserves a win here, but I think The Substance has a great shot at winning in this category. When it comes to visual effects, I think a lot of people on their list has Dune 2 as their walkaway winner with this, but I'm gonna throw a little monkey wrench in the whole thing, and I'm gonna vote against the grain here. I personally think Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has a better shot at winning this, or should I say deservingly should win in this category. With each Planet of the Apes movie that comes out, it's becoming more and more difficult to kind of differentiate what's real and what's CG. And this new entry into the franchise definitely as some of the best CG I've ever seen. So my vote in this category will go to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. When it comes to music, let's talk about original score. I think in original score, The Brutalist is going to walk away with the win here, and I think a lot of other outlets are predicting the same. Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, The Wild Robot all have great scores, but The Brutalist is the one that always stands out, and one of the things that I noticed when I first saw the film last year. When it comes to original song, I do think this is another category that Emilia Perez has a great shot in, with two of the songs from that movie being nominated. But I think out of the two, El Mal is going to walk away with the win in this category. For sound, I think if you're a fan of Dune Part 2, this may be the only win Dune Part 2 will get, or maybe the second win Dune will get if they end up winning visual effects. But I think it's hard to argue how great and fantastic the sound is in Dune Part 2, and I agree that this is well deserving of a win in this category. When it comes to film editing, this is one of the categories that I personally love paying attention to because I love film editing. When it comes to a lot of videos here on the channel, I'm a big fan of editing. But a lot of the nominations here definitely deserve their nods here. Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, all have outstanding editing. And I think when it comes to stories like Anora, Conclave, The Brutalist, and Emilia Perez, the editing plays a huge part in the storytelling aspect overall. A lot of deserving wins here, but I do think Conclave is going to walk away as the winner here, and it does seem like many outlets are predicting the same. Now, I didn't watch any of the short films, documentary, live action, or animated, so I'm just going to go off of what all the other outlets are predicting and what the odds are saying. When it comes to documentary short film, I'm Ready Warden seems to be the clear winner here. When it comes to live action short film, The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent seems to be the one that everyone is voting on. For animated short film, Yuck. But Magic Candies does have a good shot at claiming the victory here, but my vote is going to go towards Yuck. So that's it. Here's a final look at my Oscar ballot and all my predictions. How does it match up with yours? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments and all that. And I will be live streaming my reaction to the Oscars on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That is March 2nd. So if you're around or you have nothing else to do, or you just want to partake in the reactions to the ceremony and see how well my predictions turned out, make sure to join in, subscribe to the channel, and do all that fun stuff. And let me know, am I right? Am I wrong? Or am I just crazy? I could be all of those three things. Nothing wrong with that. That's just me.